Coming up on Mountain News this morning, tourism season is in full swing for Eastern Kentucky, which some officials say is crucial to the economy. And Food City's fundraiser for veterans is ending soon.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calvi. The time is 6:01 on July 24th. Let's check in with Chief Forecaster Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. And Brandon, we had a beautiful weekend and it looks like it's gonna stay pretty.
Pretty, there you go. Yeah.
It's going to stay pretty nice throughout the week. I know you mentioned some chances of rain, but it's really going to be the heat, I think, that's going to be our biggest issue.
Right, exactly. I cut grass on Saturday, and it was a little bit warm even on Saturday, even though that kind of a front had went through. But again, just take your heat precautions this week and make sure you're ready to dodge some raindrops at times. Let's take a look, see what's going on this morning. A little patchy, dense fog in spots like I-75 at London. You can kind of see it there on the tree line this morning. 61 down that way, a little cooler across the region today. Some 50s and 60s out there. 56 Clintwood to 66 in Monticello. That's our cold and warm spots this morning. 70s back out toward Carbondale, Illinois, and Paducah, Owensboro, Louisville, but everybody else is in the 50s and 60s this morning. 65 Cincinnati, 68 Nashville, 67 Knoxville, 62 Tri-Cities. Breakfast forecast is going to heat up a little bit today, right around 63 or 4 this morning. Then temperatures will start to climb as we head deeper to the day into the 80s. The 80s today going to be one of the coolest temperatures that we see all week long. Olivia?
All right, Brandon, thank you. During the summer months, people flock to Eastern Kentucky to take in the natural beauty of Appalachia, whether that is simply the mountains or the beauty of our history and heritage. Tourism offices across the region are excited to welcome them in. WYMT's Jordan Mullins spoke to tourism officials in the Big Sandy about the summer tourism season and the impact it has on local economies.
The summer tourism season is in full swing across Eastern Kentucky.
So summer tourism in Eastern Kentucky is our busiest time of the year. We have people coming through the area during the year, but May, June, July, and August are really our busiest months.
In Johnson County, officials say whether folks are here for country music or Christmas in July, it has a strong impact on the local economy.
Where they visit other places here in Paintsville or even along US 23, the Country Music Highway. When they come in to visit, that is so impactful to our local community to help bolster our monies here and our activities that we can offer in the future.
While still inviting folks from here in the mountains.
It's also providing something for your locals to do in your community. And we have lots of inter-county tourism where we have folks that will travel regionally within a 50-60 mile radius for events.
Sharing the history and heritage of our region.
It also allows us to share our heritage with people, telling those mountain stories, experiencing what we have to offer, which is our natural resources, their best assets.
While helping communities grow. In Johnson County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
This weekend, Red Mirror Events hosted the Shelby Mountain Run, showcasing Shelby Mustangs in Pikeville. WYMT's RJ Johnson shares how events like this are also great for tourism.
This weekend, hundreds of people came out and participated in the Shelby Mountain Run in Pikeville.
And they're out here every day driving our beautiful roads, stopping and supporting local businesses. And most importantly to me, is giving kids the opportunity to see all these beautiful Shelby Mustangs.
Eric Hubbard is executive director of the Backroads of Appalachia. He says events like this bring in tourism for the region.
Since the downturn of COVID, we have the infrastructure already in place, and we had the best roads in the country. And most importantly, we have the best people with the Appalachian hospitality. And you just put two and two together and you start rediversifying our industry and our economics, bringing people with extra income into our region to get them in our twisty mountain roads, get them tired, thirsty, and hungry, where they land and support our local communities.
He says it offers a sense of community for people with similar interests.
And it's a common ground, common thing that no matter what kind of way of life you come from, you can all get together and appreciate the same thing. And that's just Mustangs, the supercars, Camaros, motorcycles, and the list goes on.
Hubbard says they will continue creating events with hopes of bringing in more people to better serve the community. RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Hubbard says they still have a lot of events in the upcoming weeks. For more information, visit our website at WYMT.com. Food City locations throughout the region are raising funds for paralyzed veterans. The Paralyzed Veterans of America Foundation has teamed up with Food City for the past month to let customers add a donation to their bill at the checkout line. Manager Dan May says the Hazard location is second in the district on donations raised.
Most everyone has a relative or a family member that has been in the armed forces, and they really respect the veterans here in Eastern Kentucky.
May also says that Food City looks forward to this fundraiser every year with hopes of beating the previous year's total. Customers have until tomorrow to add donations to their bill at the checkout line for Paralyzed Veterans of America. Folks in Lexington woke up Saturday morning and broke a sweat for a good cause. Hits Fitness offered 4 45-minute classes to members and non-members to participate in for a $25 cash donation at the door. That money went towards supporting St. Jude's mission. Shay Hutchinson with St. Jude says every dollar donated Saturday made a big difference.
$25, which is what it costs to come out here and participate in this class this morning. That can cover a wagon to help families get their child to and from treatment. Each person participating is contributing to our biggest thing, which is that no family ever receives a bill from St. Jude, not for travel, treatment, housing, or food.
The gym raised more than $2,300 for St. Jude. Yesterday, the Louisville Bats honored some of the brave people who have fought for this country. They invited veterans who served in World War II to take a special tour of the Slugger Museum before Sunday's game. One of them actually flew with one of the baseball stars recognized in the museum. Ted Williams was Paul Jones' flight instructor. Jones said Williams could fly just as well as he could swing a bat, and whatever he said, you could take to the bank.
Baseball is my first love in sports. I got to play it all my younger life and enjoyed that, and then seeing the history of it here has been a real highlight.
Jones is 100 years old. He says the key to a long life is keeping busy because you can rest up quicker than you wear out. And we have a traffic alert for you out of Floyd County. That is where road repairs are set to begin on Cow Creek Mountain along Kentucky 194. Crews will be on the scene from 7:20 a.m. until 6 p.m. every day for around 2 weeks to repair the roadway back to its original state. Due to the equipment needed, drivers are warned of heavy delays and finding an alternate route is encouraged. If you do drive through the area, pay close attention to the signs in the work zone. The Hummel Planetarium at Eastern Kentucky University, the largest facility of its kind in the state, will remain closed as the university looks for funding opportunities to update and reopen the building. The Herald Leader reports the planetarium has been closed since August 2021. Originally due to COVID restrictions, the closure was intended to be temporary. The building was built in 1976 and needs technology updates and repairs. These needs have prolonged the closure due to a lack of funding.
Coming up on 610 this morning, we are looking again at some patchy dense fog, but most areas not seeing it too much. Let's take a look and see what's going on Jenkins Mountain there, US 119, US 23, not showing a whole lot of traffic, not a whole lot of action there this morning. Temperatures 50s and 60s out there, 50s Clintwood, Wise, Jonesville, Middlesboro, Williamsburg, and Hazard. Everybody else is in the 60s this morning, heading toward the upper 80s this afternoon. If you can believe it, today will be one of the coolest days this week. We'll continue to track all that and talk about how hot we could get here in just a few minutes. Olivia?
Thank you, Brandon, and thanks for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, presidential debates are about to start. Stay with us to find out the participating candidates.